I cheated with his brother and married him. 26 years later, our daughter forced me to face him, but his answer left everyone speechless. I'm standing in my boutique, pretending to reorganize a rack of 1920s silk gowns I've already organized twice today. My hands won't stop moving because if they do, I'll have to think about what Emma said last night. I found him, Mom. And you're coming with me. 3 sentences. That's all it took to crack open 26 years of careful avoidance. Let me back up. I'm Celine. I'm 51. I own a vintage dress shop in a college town that still thinks it's quaint. And I'm a cheater. Not was. Am. Because you don't stop being what you did, even if you've spent nearly 3 decades pretending otherwise. 27 years ago, I was married to Quill. He was an architect, the kind who actually gave a damn about sustainable design before it was trendy. We had this apartment with exposed brick and plants everywhere because he said buildings should breathe. I thought it was pretentious. Now I think I just didn't understand him. His younger brother William would visit. 8 years younger, still figuring himself out, just landed a job as a weekend weather guy at the local station. Charming in that effortless way that dangerous people are. He'd show up unannounced, crash on our couch, make me laugh while Quill worked late on some project to save a historic building downtown. You know how this goes. I'm not going to dress it up. It started with a hand on my lower back that lingered too long. Then drinks when Quill was out of town. Then his mouth on mine in our kitchen while my husband's drafting table sat 15 feet away. 6 months. That's how long we snuck around. 6 months of hotel rooms and lies and this sick, addictive thrill that made me feel alive in a way my marriage hadn't in years. I told myself Quill was distant, married to his work, didn't see me anymore. Classic justification. All true. None of it mattering. Quill came home early one night. We weren't even trying to hide it by then. William's hands were in my hair, my dress half unzipped. The sound of keys in the lock sobered us up real fast, but not fast enough. I expected yelling. Rage. Violence, even. Quill just stood there in his coat with blueprints under his arm, looking at us like we were a problem he needed to solve. Then he set the blueprints down carefully on the side table and said, "Get out. Not both of you. Just get out." He was looking at me. William tried to say something, what, I don't remember, but Quill cut him off. "You too. But her first." I grabbed my purse. I don't remember packing. I just remember the silence. 3 people in a room and the only sound was my heels on hardwood. Quill filed for divorce 6 days later. I signed within the week. No fighting over assets, no drama. He kept the apartment. I kept my cowardice. William and I got married 3 months after the divorce finalized. People talked. His family disowned him. Mine stopped calling. We told ourselves it was love, that we couldn't help it, that we were meant to be. Emma was born 8 months later. Do the math. Yeah. She's 26 now. Beautiful, sharp as a knife, makes documentaries about things that make people uncomfortable. She's been asking questions her whole life. Why don't we have any photos from before she was born? Why did we move 3 states away from family? Who's the uncle she's never met? I've deflected. Changed subjects. Told comfortable lies. But Emma's like a dog with a bone when she smells something off. Yesterday, William came home from the station. Local celebrity, still doing weather, still charming on camera. We ate dinner like we have for 2 decades, functional, pleasant, hollow. Then Emma walked in from her apartment upstairs. She rents the space above the boutique from us, and dropped it. I found Dad. Not I found Quill or I found your ex-husband. Dad. The title I'd convinced myself she didn't care about because William raised her. I want to meet him, she said. And you're coming with me. William's fork froze halfway to his mouth. I felt the blood drain from my face. Emma, I started. Tomorrow, she interrupted. I already talked to him. He said yes. Now it's today, and I'm hiding in my boutique, and the bell above the door just chimed. Emma walks in, phone in hand, expression unreadable. She's wearing her interview face, the one she uses for documentary subjects who might run. I talked to him again this morning, she says. No preamble. He said he'll see us. Tomorrow at 2. His place is 3 hours north. My throat goes dry. Emma, maybe we should? And Mom? She looks at me, really looks at me, like she's seen through every lie I've ever told. He already knew about me. He's always known. The dress I'm holding slips from my fingers. He's always known. Those 3 words follow me home. Emma doesn't come with me, she has editing to do, but we both know she just needs space from whatever I'm about to become when I tell William. I find him in the kitchen, still in his suit from the noon broadcast, scrolling through his phone. He does this thing where he reads his own press mentions and pretends he's not. 26 years and I can still catch the slight smile when someone tweets about his reliable forecasts. We need to talk, I say. He doesn't look up. Is this about Emma's weird mood yesterday? She'll get over it. She found Quill. The phone goes down. Slowly. His anchor face slides into place, the one he uses when the teleprompter breaks. Controlled. What do you mean, found him? She tracked him down. She wants to meet him. Tomorrow. And she wants me to come. William stands. Starts pacing. The kitchen suddenly feels smaller. Absolutely not. You're not going. She's not going. Celine, this is insane. What is she thinking? She's thinking he's her biological father and she deserves to know him. I'm her father. I raised her. I was there for every... You know what I mean. His jaw tightens. This is the part where old William, the one who snuck around with his brother's wife, would have gotten defensive, maybe thrown something. But TV William, polished and camera ready, just runs his hand through his hair and recalibrates. He's going to poison her against us, he says. You know that, right? This is exactly what he wants. To come back after all these years and make himself the victim. He didn't come back. She found him. Same difference. He's really pacing now. He'll tell her everything. Every detail. Make us look like what we are? He stops. Looks at me like I've just suggested burning down the station. We built a life, Celine. A good life. Emma's happy. We're happy. Why dredge up? Are we happy? Wrong question. I can see it immediately. His expression shifts from concern to something colder. Calculation. Is this about us now? He asks. Because if you're having some midlife crisis about choices you made 30 years ago, 27. And you made them too. I'm not the one who was married. There it is. The thing he's been holding on to for decades. The technicality that lets him sleep at night. He cheated with a married woman, sure, but he wasn't the married one. As if that math works out to innocence. The door to Emma's apartment upstairs opens. We both hear her footsteps on the exterior stairs. She must have been listening. She appears in our doorway, arms crossed. I'm going, she says. With or without you, Mom. But if you don't come, I'll assume everything he tells me is the truth. At least give me your side of the story. William turns his charm on her. Sweetheart, this isn't about taking sides. Yes it is. She cuts him off, and I see myself in her, the worst parts. The stubborn parts. I've been working on a documentary. About fractured families. About people who vanish and the wreckage they leave behind. My stomach drops. I started researching Dad 6 months ago, she continues. Did you know he never remarried? Never had other children? He moved to South America. Builds sustainable communities in places where people have nothing. He's spent the last 20 years giving people homes. Real ones. She's looking at me when she says that last part. Emma, I start. He told me he's kept track of me. Through mutual acquaintances, old friends you don't talk to anymore. He knows I make documentaries. He knows I went to Hastings College. He knows everything, Mom. And he never once tried to interfere. He just let me exist. William's phone buzzes. A text from the station. He glances at it, reflex, and I see Emma clock it. The small head shake. The disappointment. We leave at 11, Emma says. I'll drive. She's gone before either of us can respond. That night, William sleeps in the guest room. Need to prep for tomorrow's broadcast, he says, but we both know it's because he doesn't want to look at me. I can't sleep. At 3 a.m., I get up and go to my closet. In the back, behind shoeboxes I haven't opened in years, there's a jewelry box. Teak wood. Quill made it in college, before he knew what he was doing mattered. Inside, a single photo from our wedding. June 1997. We're on the courthouse steps. I'm wearing cream lace. He's in a suit that doesn't quite fit. We look impossibly young. I flip it over. His handwriting on the back, June 1997. We were supposed to be forever. My hand starts to shake. June 1997. We divorced in March 1998. Emma was born in November 1998. 8 months after the divorce. Which means, oh God. Emma wasn't conceived after I left. She was conceived while I was still married to him. I don't tell William about the dates. About the timeline that suddenly rearranged itself in my head. I just sit on the bathroom floor holding that photo until the sun comes up. At 10:30, I'm dressed. Jeans and a sweater. Emma's already in her car, engine running. William's at the kitchen table with coffee and his tablet, reading through weather patterns like today is normal. He looks up when I grab my keys. "You're really doing this," he says. Not a question. "I have to." "No. You don't. You could tell her the truth, that he abandoned her, that he never cared enough to." He knew about her, William. For 26 years. And he stayed away. That's not abandonment. That's something else. He sets down his coffee. "What do you want me to say? That I'm sorry? We made a choice. We can't unmake it." "You're not coming?" "I have the evening broadcast. Someone has to maintain." He stops. Realizes how that sounds. "Tell Emma I love her." I leave without answering. Emma doesn't speak for the first 40 minutes of the drive. She just navigates, jaw set, hands tight on the wheel. I recognize that grip. It's mine. The one I use when I'm afraid if I loosen my hold on anything, everything will fall apart. Finally, she breaks. "Were you in love with him? Dad? Quill? Whatever I'm supposed to call him." The question I've been avoiding for 27 years. "Yes," I say. Because it's true. In the beginning, absolutely. "And when you met William?" "I was still married to Quill." She flinches. "I know that part, Mom. I'm asking if you loved him." "Dad. When you started sleeping with his brother." The bluntness is a knife. I thought I did. I told myself I did. That's not an answer. I don't know if I have one. I watched the highway unfold ahead of us. I was 24. Quill was always working. William made me feel seen. It was stupid and selfish, and I've spent 26 years trying to justify it. Did you ever regret it? I should lie. Give her the answer that makes me redeemable. But she asked for truth. I don't know anymore, I say quietly. I've spent so long justifying it, I forgot what was real. Sometimes I think I regret how it happened. Not that it happened. She's quiet for a long time. Then, he never remarried. Never dated anyone seriously. One of his colleagues told me, I tracked her down for the documentary. She said he's the most dedicated person she's ever met. To his work. To the people he helps. But he keeps everyone at arm's length. Emma. You did that to him. You and William. You took someone who believed in forever and you taught him it was a lie. I have no defense. She's right. We drive the rest of the way in silence. His house sits at the end of a gravel road, surrounded by pines. It's small. Efficient. Solar panels on the roof, a garden that looks carefully tended. There's a workbench visible through a window. Everything about it screams peace, the kind you build deliberately, stone by stone, when the world has tried to break you. Emma parks. Her hands are shaking now. All that confidence from yesterday is gone. She's 26 years old and about to meet the father who's been a ghost her entire life. I can't do this, she whispers. Yes, you can. What if he hates me? What if he looks at me and just sees what we did? He won't. I don't know if that's true, but I say it anyway. You're not our mistakes, Emma. You're just you. We walk to the door. Emma's hand hovers over the bell. I almost reach for her, to comfort her, but I've lost that right. She presses it. Footsteps inside. The door opens. Quill stands there. He's 52 now. Gray at the temples. Deeper lines around his eyes. But those eyes, still that same calm brown that used to watch me across the breakfast table. They land on Emma first. Then me. His expression doesn't change. Doesn't harden, doesn't soften. Just recognition. Like he's been expecting this for years. Emma's voice cracks. I'm Emma. I think I'm your daughter. He looks at her for a long moment. Studies her face, my nose, his eyes, William's smile. Then back to me. Something passes across his features. Not anger. Something colder. I know, he says flatly. I've always known. He reaches behind the door and produces an envelope. Sealed. This is everything you wanted to know about me. My life. My choices. Why I stayed away. Emma takes it with shaking hands. Thank you.
I have so many questions. Read that first, he says gently.
Then his eyes shift to me. The gentleness evaporates. You were never worth the damage. Emma makes a small sound. Half sob, half gasp. He starts to close the door. Emma steps forward, desperate. Wait, please. But I grab her arm. Because I see it now. In the way he's standing. In the way he handed over that envelope like he's been holding it for years. This isn't closure. This is a detonation on a timer. The door closes. Emma dissolves into sobs. And I stare at that sealed envelope in her hands, my stomach churning. Because I know, somehow I know, that letter isn't just for her. Emma can't drive. She's shaking too hard, tears streaming down her face. I take the keys without asking and guide her to the passenger seat. She clutches that envelope like it's the only solid thing in the universe. I drive. Nowhere in particular. Just away from that house, that closed door, those 6 words that are playing on loop in my head. You were never worth the damage. 20 minutes down the highway, Emma finally speaks. I can't open it. Then don't. Not yet. I have to. Her voice is raw. I came here for answers. She tears it open before I can say anything else. Her hands steady the moment she commits. Documentary filmmaker mode, she's good at compartmentalizing when she needs to be. The envelope is thick. Papers inside. Photos, maybe. She pulls out the first sheet. It's addressed to me, she says quietly. Starts reading aloud. Emma. I'm sorry we're meeting this way. I'm sorry that we're meeting at all under circumstances that require explanation. You deserve a father who was present, and I'm aware I wasn't that. But I want you to understand, this was never about you. When your mother was pregnant, I knew. A mutual friend told me. I could have fought for custody, or visitation, or made things complicated. I chose not to. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much about what that fight would do to a child who hadn't asked for any of this. I moved to South America 6 months after you were born. I built eco-communities for people who'd lost everything. I taught them how to construct homes that wouldn't crumble. It was selfish, in a way. I was building what I couldn't build for myself. I've kept track of you. Through old friends, through social media, your generation lives on. I know you went to Hastings. I know you make documentaries. I know you're brilliant and brave and everything I hoped you'd be. I'm proud of you. I want you to know that. None of what happened was your fault. Emma's crying again, but softer now. She flips to the next page. Photographs, Quill standing with groups of people in front of partially constructed buildings. Communities in rural settings. Children smiling. Work that matters. He's been doing this for 26 years, she whispers. Helping people rebuild. Then she gets to the next sheet. Her expression changes. Mom, this part is for you. My hands tighten on the wheel. What? It says, your mother needs to read the next part. She looks at me. Pull over. I do. Side of the highway, hazards on. Emma hands me the papers. My hands are shaking as I read. Celine, I'm going to tell our daughter something you've worked very hard to keep buried. Not because I'm cruel, but because she asked for truth, and I've never lied to her. The night you were with William, the night I came home early, it wasn't an accident. Someone told me. Someone sent me photos of you two at a hotel downtown. Time-stamped. Dated. Proof. That someone was Rosalind. Your sister. She'd known about the affair for 2 months. She tried to warn you. You told her to mind her own business. So she told me instead. She thought I deserved to know. She was right. I signed the divorce papers because there was nothing left to save. But I was shattered. And Rosalind, carrying guilt for destroying her sister's marriage, tried to help me pick up the pieces. We spent one night together. 3 weeks after the divorce finalized. It wasn't love. It wasn't even comfort, really. It was calculated. Cold. Revenge disguised as grief. She knew it. I knew it. And I made sure she understood that I did it for one reason, so that someday, if you ever came looking for closure, you'd know that betrayal has a cost. That every choice echoes. Rosalind has carried that guilt for 26 years. It's why she doesn't speak to you. Not because she hates you, but because she hates herself. She destroyed herself trying to ease my pain, and I let her. You married a man who betrayed his own brother. You built a life on top of wreckage. And I walked away clean. That's the difference between you and me, Celine. I chose not to stay in the damage. You built a house there. The paper slips from my hands. Rosalind. My sister stopped talking to me 11 years ago. I always assumed it was about the affair, about her being judgmental. But this? Aunt Rosalind? Emma's voice is hollow. You. And him. That's why she can't finish the sentence. I'm staring at the dashboard, my brain trying to process. Quill slept with my sister. As payback. And she's lived with that for over 2 decades, hating herself, staying silent. Oh my God, Emma breathes. You ruined her too. Not just Dad. Not just William's relationship with his family. You ruined everyone. My phone buzzes in the cup holder. Unknown number. I pick it up on instinct. Emma's still talking, but I can't hear her anymore. Because I'm staring at a photo from 27 years ago. It's me and William. Through a window. His hands in my hair. My dress half off. Clearly intimate. Clearly taken from outside the building. Below it, a single line of text. I kept the rest. In case you ever tried to rewrite history. Q. I show Emma the photo without thinking. She goes pale. He's been holding on to evidence for 26 years? Her voice is barely above a whisper. Mom, what did you do to him? I think we need to talk to Rosalind. You haven't spoken to her in 11 years. I know. I drive to her apartment on the east side of town. Emma doesn't argue. She just sits there, staring at that letter like it might change if she reads it enough times. Rosalind's building is one of those converted factory spaces. Industrial windows, exposed ductwork. She always liked edges. Sharp things. I haven't been here before. She moved after we stopped speaking. I buzz her unit. No answer. Buzz again. Finally, what? Her voice through the intercom. Flat. Already knowing. It's me, I say. Long silence. Then the door clicks open. She's on the 3rd floor. The door's already ajar when we get there. Rosalind stands in the frame, 49 now, grayer than me, thinner. She's wearing paint-stained jeans. There's a canvas behind her with angry red slashes across it. Her eyes land on Emma first. Something softens. Then she sees me and the softness evaporates. So he told you, she says. Can we come in? No. She steps into the hallway, closes the door behind her. You can say whatever you need to say right here. Then you can leave. Emma speaks first. Why didn't you tell me? All these years, family dinners when I was little, before you cut us off, you never said anything. Because it wasn't your burden to carry. Rosalind looks at me. It was hers. And mine. You slept with him, I say. Can't quite believe I'm saying it out loud. Once. 26 years ago. She crosses her arms. I tried to warn you, Celine. About William. I saw you two at that hotel. I took photos because I knew you'd deny it. I begged you to stop. You told me to mind my own goddamn business. So you told Quill. He deserved to know. You were destroying him and he had no idea why. So yes, I told him. I showed him the evidence. And I watched my sister's marriage implode because she couldn't keep her legs closed. Emma flinches. After the divorce, he showed up here, Rosalind continues. Barely holding it together. We talked. We drank. And then, she stops. Swallows hard. I knew what it was. He knew what it was. Revenge. Cold, calculated revenge. And I let him because I felt guilty. Because I was the one who blew everything up. You didn't blow anything up, I say. I did. I know. But I've spent 11 years hating myself anyway. Wondering if I should have just stayed quiet. Let you destroy him slowly instead of quickly. She looks at Emma. I stopped coming around because I couldn't look at you without seeing what I'd done. Not just to your mother. To him. I used my guilt as an excuse to let him use me, and that makes me just as bad. No, Emma says quietly. It doesn't. You tried to stop her. Dad, he was hurt. People do stupid things when they're hurt. Rosalind's eyes well up. You look like him, you know. Around the eyes. Emma's crying now too. I didn't know. About any of this. I just wanted. I know what you wanted. You deserved better than the family you got. Rosalind finally looks at me. Really looks at me. You took everything from him. His marriage. His brother. His faith in people. And you thought you got away with it. But Quill? He made sure you'd never forget. He just waited until it would hurt the most. I have nothing to say. She's right. About all of it. We drive home in silence. Emma's phone keeps buzzing, friends asking if she's okay. She posted something cryptic on social media earlier. I can only imagine what. When we walk into the house, William's pacing the living room, phone pressed to his ear. He sees us and wraps up the call quickly. "Thank God you're back. Emma, we need to talk about damage control." "Damage control?" Emma's voice is ice. "Some of your friends have been posting vague stuff, but people are asking questions. If this gets out, my career, the station." "Your career?" Emma laughs. "It's not a happy sound. That's what you're worried about? Your weather forecasts?" "That's not what I meant." "Yes it is." She's pulling out her phone, typing fast. "You know what, William? I'm done. I'm done pretending we're this perfect family. I'm done lying for you. Emma, don't do anything rash. I'm going back to Dad's. He said I could call if I needed to." She's already heading for the stairs to her apartment. "You can't just," William looks at me. "Tell her she can't. I don't think I get a say anymore." "This is your fault," he hisses, low enough that Emma won't hear. "You should have left it buried. Now she's going to ruin everything we built." "We didn't build anything. We stole it." He stares at me like I'm a stranger. Maybe I am. Maybe I've been for 26 years. Emma comes down 10 minutes later with a duffel bag. "I'll be back for the rest of my stuff later." "Sweetheart, please," William tries. She walks past him like he's not there. Stops in front of me. "I don't hate you, Mom. But I can't look at you right now. Either of you." The door closes behind her. William rounds on me. "Are you happy now?" "She's gone. Our daughter is." My phone buzzes. I pull it out. Quill's number. A text. "She's welcome here. You're not." I show it to William. Watch the color drain from his face. Then I walk upstairs to our bedroom and close the door. 2 months later, I'm closing up the boutique when I see Quill through the window. He's standing on the sidewalk like he's been there a while, deciding whether to come in. It's the first time he's been to this town in 26 years. Emma told me he was coming. There's a conference on sustainable architecture at the university. She asked him to talk to me. I unlock the door. He steps inside. We stand there in silence, surrounded by vintage dresses from eras that had the decency to stay dead. The overhead lights hum. Somewhere down the street, a car alarm goes off. "Emma asked me to come," he says finally. Not explaining. Just stating fact. "I know. I didn't do it for you. I know that too." He looks around the shop. Takes in the carefully curated chaos, the decades of fabric and history I've wrapped myself in. "This is what you chose. After everything. I needed something that was mine. That I didn't take from anyone." Convenient how that works. But there's no heat in it. Just observation. William moved out. It's not a question, but I answer anyway. 3 weeks ago. We're not divorced yet. Just taking space. That's what he calls it. And what do you call it? Overdue. Quill nods slowly. Picks up a beaded clutch from the 1930s, examines it like it might have answers. Emma's been staying with me. Short visits. Learning about the work I do. I've seen the photos she posts. She's good at what she does. The documentary she's making, he sets the clutch down. She's brave. Braver than either of us. She got that from you. No. She got that in spite of us. He finally looks at me directly. I didn't come to forgive you. I want to be clear about that. Emma asked me to talk to you because she thinks you need closure. I'm doing this for her. Not you. I understand. Do you? He steps closer. Not threatening. Just tired. Because I don't think you do. I don't think you ever did. You knew you hurt me. You knew you destroyed my relationship with my brother. But you didn't know, you still don't know, what it cost Emma. Every lie. Every deflection. Every time she asked about me and you changed the subject. You built her entire life on sand. My throat tightens. I thought if I never looked back, it would stop being real. It was always real. That's why I never fought you. I could have made things ugly. Could have dragged everything into court, made sure the world knew what you did. But I just waited. He pauses. Because I knew that someday, you'd have to face it. And when that day came, I'd be the one who moved on. You slept with my sister. I did. And I'm not proud of it. I used her guilt against her, and that was wrong. But don't pretend that makes us even, Celine. One night of revenge doesn't balance 26 years of lies. He's right. Of course he's right. Why keep the photos? I ask. Why hold on to evidence for decades? Because I knew you. You'd find a way to rewrite history. Make yourself the victim. The misunderstood woman who just fell in love with the wrong man. He shakes his head. I kept them so you could never pretend it was anything other than what it was. Selfish. Destructive. A choice. We stand in silence. Outside, the streetlights flicker on. The boutique feels smaller than it did this morning. Emma still talks to me, I say quietly. She's kind. But I'm not her confidant anymore. That's me now, Quill says. Not gloating. Just facts. And maybe someday, when she's ready, she'll make room for you again. But that's her choice. Not yours. I know. He moves toward the door. Stops with his hand on the frame. For what it's worth, and it's not worth much, I did love you. Once. Before I knew who you really were. I loved you too. No, he says softly. You loved the idea of being loved. There's a difference. The door closes behind him. The bell chimes, bright and cheerful, completely wrong for the moment. I lock up. Drive home. The house is quiet. William's things are gone, his weather maps, his pressed suits, his awards from the Broadcasters Association. The walls have shadows where frames used to hang. I pour a glass of wine I won't drink and sit in the dark. Emma texts around 10, thank you for talking to him. I know it was hard. He's a good man, Mom. He deserved better. I type and delete 5 different responses before settling on, I know. 3 days later, William's lawyer sends the divorce papers. No alimony fight. No custody battle, Emma's 26, there's nothing to battle over. Just a clean split of assets and a signature line waiting for my pen. I sign them at the boutique, surrounded by beautiful things from people who are long dead. Rosalind sends a text 2 weeks after that. First one in 11 years, Emma told me you're doing okay. I'm glad. For what it's worth. I don't respond. Some bridges you burn so thoroughly there's no wood left to rebuild them. Emma visits the boutique on a Tuesday. She's leaving for South America next month, going to help Quill with a new project, filming a documentary about it. She's excited. Lighter than I've seen her in years. You look good, I tell her. I feel good. Like I'm finally doing something that matters. You always mattered. I know. She touches a silk scarf on the counter. 1940s. French. But now I know where I came from. All of it. The good and the bad. And I get to decide what to do with that. After she leaves, I stand in my boutique, my carefully constructed refuge from consequence, and I finally let myself feel it. All of it. The weight of 26 years of justification and deflection and willful blindness. I didn't get a villain's downfall. I didn't get a redemption arc. I got exactly what I built, a hollow life held together by beautiful lies. Emma still talks to me. She's kind. But I'm not her confidant anymore. That's Quill. And some nights, when I close up the shop and drive past the places William and I used to sneak around, I wonder, was it worth it? The answer is always the same. It never was. But I chose it anyway. And now I get to live with that. Forever. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.